You walk into a crowded room and feel a sudden, heavy wave of invisibility. You're unsure of where to look or what to do with your hands, and it feels like every person there can see how out of place you feel. That sensation is driven by unconscious physiological signals. Your body is likely broadcasting subtle signs of insecurity that are nearly impossible to suppress through willpower alone. However, your posture and your internal state exist in a loop. While your mind influences how you stand, you can consciously adjust your physical presence to change how your brain processes the environment. This flowchart shows the relationship between your posture and your chemistry. When the body expands to take up more space, it triggers a measurable drop in cortisol, the hormone associated with stress, which helps the brain transition into a state of security. This means you can reverse engineer a sense of confidence. By adjusting your physical presence, you calibrate your biological state before you even start a conversation. Maintaining a naturally tall posture requires a baseline of physical energy. Regularly working out your core and back muscles provides the underlying strength needed to keep your shoulders back and your spine straight without it feeling like an exhausting effort. You can use the environment to help maintain this. The doorway posture check uses the physical act of walking through a frame as a trigger to reset your shoulders and height immediately before you enter a social space. Once you cross that threshold, focus on the orientation of your feet and torso. You want them pointed toward the people you are engaging with, rather than angled away. This diagram shows how foot placement reveals intent. When angled toward an exit, you subconsciously signal a desire to escape, seen as discomfort. When you rotate your footprint directly at the group, the signal changes. It demonstrates you are fully committed to the interaction. Claiming that space at the entrance ensures you are oriented toward the group from the very first second. You can reinforce this sense of security by overriding one of your body's most basic defensive instincts, the urge to hide your neck. This graphic highlights vital arteries in the neck. When anxious, biology triggers a turtle-up reflex. Shoulders rise and the head dips to protect vulnerable points from threats. You counteract this by keeping your chin up and shoulders down, intentionally leaving those vital areas exposed. This sends a message to your own nervous system and everyone else in the room that you feel entirely unthreatened by your surroundings. Dominant physical presence often requires this kind of active override of your evolutionary defense mechanisms. As you begin to speak with someone, focused eye contact becomes your most effective tool. In an environment full of constant distractions, giving someone your full, undivided attention is a rare signal of security. This close-up shows the pupil of an eye dilating. This involuntary physiological response occurs when a person looks at something interesting or attractive. Maintaining consistent eye contact allows you to notice these subtle biological shifts in the person you're talking to, while simultaneously signaling that you are comfortable with the level of intimacy the conversation requires. The final step in navigating the interaction is breaking the physical touch barrier. Integrating a casual handshake or a brief tap on the shoulder signals that you are comfortable in your own skin. It demonstrates a lack of anxiety about how you are being perceived. Using these tools of eye contact and touch moves you from being a passive observer to a participant who is fully engaged with the environment. Regularly practicing these steps helps reinforce the cortisol reduction loop. Over time, these adjustments become habitual, making it easier to settle into a focused, calm state whenever you enter a social setting. But understanding the biology of these movements is only useful if you actually test them in the real world. The next time you walk through a door into a social gathering, use that threshold to perform a posture check. See how the room reacts when you stand tall and keep your torso open. The science provides the map, but you have to be the one to actually walk the path. If these biological insights were helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more. And tell us in the comments which of these